Okay, so let's go ahead and create the rest of our cornices. So now they've created the first one. We'll need to add a cornice over here, our passage, our bathroom, and our main bedroom. Apologies, I forgot to draw in the ceiling for our bathroom. So now I'm going to go back to architecture, component, hit the drop down, model in place, ceilings, okay, and I'm just going to call this cornice 2. Let's set our work plane from the get-go this time. At private space wall plate, okay, we're going to use a sweep again. Let's go to sketch path and let's go ahead and draw in our lines. And I'm going to hit finish edit mode, and I'm just going to go to my ceiling, my section again, because this section looks at the same wall, so we can start at creating our profile on the exact same section. Go edit profile. And now that we have an outline that we can use our pick lines tool and just click on our desired lines. So now, as you can see, this line is extending too far. Let's use TR for trim and extend, so we can create our nice little corners profile. Let's go finish edit mode, finish. Let's go finish model and go to our 3D view. And there is our second cornice. I'm going to go back to my ceiling plan and redo this step 4 more times. Let's go architecture component, model in place, select ceilings, corners 3, set my work plane, okay, go to your sweep, sketch path, I'm going to use the rectangle tool because this wall that we have created is lower than 2.5 meters, so we can draw it over it. So I would like to move that to that wall. Let me just show that again. If you want to change the reference plane where we draw your profile, just go ahead, click on it and drag it to the wall where our section is currently cutting. I'm going to go hit OK for my path, go back to my section, create profile, use my pick lines tool, and let's trim and extend those corners and hit finish, finish, finish. 3D view, there is our third cornice. So now I'm going to do the other bathroom, architecture, component, drop down, model in place, select ceilings, okay, corners 4, set your work plane. Oops, accidentally selected public space, we want private space. Sweep, sketch path, going to use my rectangle tool again. Hit OK, and I want to move this reference plane again. So it seems that this one doesn't want to move with me. Okay, so you have to be in your path to edit your pathway. So I'm hit OK, go to my section. Edit profile, go to your section. Let's use our pick lines tool. And let's trim and extend those corners. And hit OK. Finish model. And let's see what they've created again. There is our fourth corners. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing again. Corners 5. Let's set our work plane again. Private space wall plate. Sweep. Sketch path. Now I'm going to use my line tool. Remember, at this part we are taking it underneath our concrete soffit as well, because that forms part of our room. Hit finish edit, click on edit profile, go to your section, open view, and now we're just going to use our pick lines tool once again. Let's finish off and go see what we have created. As you can see, there is our corners. So let's repeat the process one final time for our private space. Remember to set your work plane again. Sketch path, and let's go ahead and so now we want this on our far wall because our section is cutting through that part. Let's go OK, edit profile, go to your section, and now we need to use our line tool to draw in our corners again. Let's go 100, 25, 25, and do the same for our vertical plane. Oops. Just gonna redraw that quickly. Hit OK, OK, and finish model. And now you can see our section is showcasing our cornices beautifully. And let's just put in a cut from this side so that you can see our passage. And as you can see, there is our nice little cornice. I'm just going to move my section up. And there is our cornice as well. So I'm going to uncheck, let's move our section box. Wrong one. Now I'm just going to unhide my roof. So now I know that part is finished. And as you can see, because we moved our roof elements or roof structure elements up, our parapet is now smaller. Let me just unhide my site as well. I'm just going to clean up my connections. So that there's no crossing lines on different materials going through each other. So now we need to create a vaulted ceiling in between these trusses due to it being an high vaulted open ceiling. So let's go to our site plan, select our project True North, and it will be adjusted. Now we want to go architecture reference plane to the middle of our roof. And we can call this public middle roof. So now I'm going to go to my ceiling plan again. And you'll see there is our reference plane. I'm going to hide the roof because we don't want to accidentally draw on that. So let's go ceiling. Before we do ceiling, we have to go structure, beam. Okay, we don't have to do a rendering at this stage for this ceiling because our did my brand. Oh, there we go. I did not unhide my purlins, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Unhide elements. So our ceiling would be fixed on our purlins for this vaulted ceiling that we're going to create. So go to your ceiling plan. So now we're going to go architecture, ceiling, edit type, because we can't use a 12mm plasterboard for this. There would need to be insulation as well. Let's go edit type, duplicate, new 137mm ISO board, and click OK. Just click edit type. We're going to keep the material the same as we did it to indicate a ceiling. So now thickness, we just change that to 137 and hit OK, apply and OK. Let's go ahead and sketch our ceiling. So I'm just going to use a big rectangle tool at this moment and draw it to our reference point. So now that we have this, if we hit, okay, that's on private space level and needs to be on public space. If I hit OK, go to my 3D view, you'll see that there's my ceiling. And we would like to get it underneath our purlins, aligned with our trusses. So we know from our roof that this has got a 40-degree slope. So let's go to our ceiling plan, select the ceiling that we've just created, go edit boundary, and now you'll see under draw, you'll see slope arrow. So let's find our center line, or you could just draw it in anywhere. So I'm just going to draw it like that. If you select the slope, you'll see height at tail, and that is what we want. Or you can select slope. I can change the slope to 40 degrees, and we can hit OK to see what Revit has done now. As you can see, the bottom is at the tail with slope. So we would need to go back in to our edit boundary and change the direction of our slope arrow. So let's go edit boundary. I'm going to delete my arrow, my slope arrow, and just redraw it facing the opposite direction and specify at slope and change my slope to 40 degrees and hit OK. And there we can see now that our ceiling is aligned with our roof slope. So now we need to get it against our purlin. So we can go AL, select the bottom face of your purlin, and select the top face of your ceiling. And there we go. But as you can see that it has aligned it straight in a straight line. So let's go and fix that. So I'm just going to draw in a new section line. I'm going to change my detail level to fine. And as you can see, there is our ceiling. So I want this to sit over there. So let's go ahead and select our ceiling. Press MV on your keyboard for move. Select your top part of your ceiling and align that with your truss. And as you can see now, there is our ceiling. So let's go to our ceiling layout and select under geometry, join. Select your ceiling and just go ahead and click on your trusses. So what we are doing now, just to explain it in 3D, is we are creating clean cuts, clean joined areas with our roof truss. As you can see, it creates that line for us where previously it didn't have a line because the two materials were intersecting with one another. And as you can see here with these parts of the trusses, it's not showing that nice clean join. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up those areas. And that looks a lot cleaner than it did previously. So with this ceiling already being created, we can go to our section. We still have our reference line, and we can go select our ceiling, go to our top ribbon and click mirror pick axis, and we can just go ahead and click on our reference plane. to mirror it to the other side. And as you can see, Revit did not give us clean finishes, so let's go ahead and join those areas. So now we have a clean connection with our ceiling. Let's go back to our ceiling layout. And now we can go ahead and select this truss, select all instances in view. Okay, seems that Revit decided that there is only one of them, so let's do this the long way. So let's hide these trusses. So now you can hide our reference plane as well. And now we can go to our section and just see what we have created. So let's go and put a cornice on this ceiling as well to clean up these areas between our trusses. We need to join these, clean up that look, that connection. So I'm going to go to my ceiling plan. I'm going to go architecture, component, model in place, ceilings, okay, and call this public area cornice. And let's set our work plane to public space wall plate and use our sweep. Sketch path, we can use our rectangle tool. And now I just want to move my profile reference plane to decide where my section is pointing at. And let's go to our section. Okay, edit profile. As you can see that this is a lot higher due to we had to move it up due to our concrete roof being in the way. So you can either decide to move up the sweep, or you can just go ahead and draw it in on your ceiling. So I'm just going to create my long side first. So let's create our start end radius again. It's going to go finish model, finish model. And as you can see, our cornice is running through. So we would likely need to make this a bit smaller to fit in between that truss area. So I'm going to go back to my section, edit in place, select my corners, edit sweep, select your profile, edit profile. So now I'm going to delete the arc that we've created, and I'm going to move this up. So let's draw it in rather. So once you can draw multiple different profiles for your cornices. I am purely just used to drawing in this stock standard corners as a reference for cornices in the project. You will obviously, with your spec list, create a different cornice regarding to specifications. So did you move up now? Finish model. Okay, there it moved up. So let's go join and create a clean finish. So this is just an illustration of a cornice. You can do your own cornice according to any profile cornice available in your country or your region. This is just to show on our ceiling plan that there is a cornice in this area. So now what we want to do, since these are horizontal and these has a slope, we can go to our annotate tab, spot slope, and we can just tag these ceilings to indicate that they have a slope. And we can go ahead and delete these sections. And there we have our cornices. So I'm just going to create two more for our concrete area. I've just undid my last section. I'm going to go architecture, model in place, ceiling, corners 7. Let's get these last two cornices in place. So I'm just going to draw this in here and adjust my work plane. I'll fix that line in a moment. There we go. Set work plane, public space wall plate. Edit the work plane. And there we have our corners. So now I'm just going to do the same for the foyer. 8. Remember to set my work plane beforehand this time. Okay, so I've accidentally selected to view my work plane. that's not an issue, you could just go to your Create tab and click on Show to disable it. Go to your section and let's use our Edit Profile, Pick Lines tool, and let's trim and extend. So for this exercise, I am going to just remove the modified sub-element 2650, 2650, delete dimensions, fine. Doing the same for this one, 3330, 3330. Just to go to my section, and there we have our corners. Check our 3D view. There you go. Now all your habitable rooms have gotten their cornices.